This video is to show you how to access the Windows Virtual Desktop environment, which many of us are using to access SPSS. And the nice thing about it is it's platform independent, meaning it doesn't matter what operating system is on your device, you should be able to use this. So I'm going to click on that link, and it will bring me to the knowledge base page, and then you want to come down here where it says to connect via a web browser. Visit this link, and I will click that, and that will ask me to sign in. Okay, and I'm going to click on my username to sign in. You may need to re-enter your password if you haven't signed in before. Okay, it's asking me for more information. I just need to sign in again. Okay, maybe my password has expired. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you can run into a few places where it asks you to sign in. It wants to check your verification information sometimes. That's periodic. I don't know if you'll see that very often, but once in a while. Okay, once I'm on this screen, I'm able to go to the general purpose lab, which is going to open a lab session computer for me. Over here, under settings, you have a choice where it says download the RDP file or open resources in the browser. And a lot of devices cannot use the RDP file, so make sure that the first selection there is chosen. And, that way you won't run into any problems. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to ask me to confirm which features I want to enable during this session. And, if you want to turn that off, you can just click this. I don't usually worry about file transfers because I work within the virtual session. Okay, so I'm going to launch it by clicking allow, and then I get to log in again, just like I'm at a lab computer. And now you can see it's starting to load what looks like a computer screen. And, this double arrow allows you to make this a full screen. And now it's much like sitting at a lab computer. I have everything at my disposal. And it can take a while for this to load, so it might be a good idea to go make yourself a cup of tea or something while that happens. SPSS can also take a while, so make sure when you're doing your work, you leave yourself enough time for Starbucks. Okay, I'm in the computer environment here. You'll notice some things are still loading. It likes to launch Teams, which is actually a fairly resource-heavy program, and so that is part of the reason why we take a while here to get started. I haven't tried to use Teams in this local environment, but I think I would. I use it on my local devices. So I just close that. And now I think I'm ready to go. Here's your start menu. IBM SPSS statistics should be a choice. And then there it is. First option. And once that's open, I'm ready to begin working. And again, this program takes a while to load, so just be patient. Okay, and it's starting to come up. And this is what you see when you open SPSS. Typically, it offers to open maybe some data you've been working with recently. With this opening dialog box, I'm going to just close that. And I can access data through this File Open Data option. But first I'll need to get the data. So for that, I'll go to our class Blackboard page using Chrome. Okay. This way I don't have to worry about trying to transfer files between my computer and the remote environment. Okay, so I'm logging in. The last time I logged in was with my old password. Okay, statistics, and then I can go to, let's say I want to do data exercise 1. There we go. And there's instructions. Here's the data I need. So I'll download that. And now you can see it's downloaded and it recognizes that it's an SPSS file. You can tell by the icon. So you can just click on that and it should open right up. Once SPSS is opened, it tends to process data fairly quickly. This is actually a pretty big data file, it turns out. But you have what you need here to get started now. I'm just going to do a quick descriptive statistic analysis of a random variable here. Okay, so I've created some output. Now the thing about outputs is you can save it as an output file, but then you'll need to use SPSS to open it. So usually when I'm done with my analysis, I export this. You can export it into a Word document. You just have to pay attention right here where you're saving it. So if you click Browse, the nice thing is you should have everything mapped into OneDrive under your documents. So you can see if you look here, it says I'm already in OneDrive under Documents. Okay, so anything I save here is going to be in OneDrive. And the nice thing about that, to minimize the virtual environment back on my local computer here, anything I save to OneDrive, I should be able to open automatically by going to my OneDrive right here on my computer, because I synchronize my OneDrive files automatically. So let me go back. So I'm going to export this, call it output 1, documents. Should create a Word document now. And this sometimes happens automatically, sometimes it takes a minute. But eventually my document will appear right under this in this area. The other thing you can do is access your OneDrive through a browser, get your files that way. So that way you can make sure you know where your files are going that you're working with, which is important because you need to do all that work and then not know where you put it. So I'm going to close that, and I can close out my data. And if I save my data, I can also keep that right here in OneDrive under the Documents, and that way you can use that data set again. It's easily available. I don't have to download them again. So that's how we use SPSS in the virtual environment that is available to us. Thanks for watching.